Hello, my name is Lucky Mayo, and welcome to the Mayo Jar. The Mayo Jar is a series where you get to hear stories or whatnot. Many of my other friends will be joining us in the Mayo Jar, but for this episode, it's just me. And for this episode, I thought we'd kick us off with a little story time. So strap your boots on, because we're going for some fun. First story of the day. First story for this. The story we're going to use to start off the Mayo Jar is. How should we start off the Mayo Jar? How about we start with the origin of Lucky Mayo? Yeah, let's do that. Alright, so this isn't my first YouTube channel. No, I've had many in the past 4 or 5 years, give or take. 4 years, give or take. And I always felt the need to, remake. And remaking actually kind of really screwed me over a bit, because if you think about it, I'm sorry guys, my camera is bad. I am so sorry. Trying to look right at you guys. It's a story after all. Anyway, no, I'll fix this. Our story is set in the early 2000. Our story is set in 2015. 2015. The story is set in 2013. Where my first YouTube channel was introduced to YouTube. Bradley the Hedgehog. As you may have noticed, in 2013, I was very squeaky. Yeah, very squeaky. Didn't have any experience on YouTube or with gaming or with recording in general. I mean, I tried recording here or there. I pretended I was a YouTuber. But that was only because I wanted to. And, well, you know how that goes. Anyway, as I was in early 2013, I made my first YouTube channel on December 25th, 2013. Bradley the Hedgehog was my first channel. And I was cringy, to say the least. I was loud, I was obnoxious, and I felt on top of the world. I literally felt on top of the world. I felt like everything was like fate was in my hands. But it wasn't. I didn't know it at the time, but YouTube came with lots of hate comments, and not a lot of people liked my videos. And now you can imagine me in 2013. I still care a lot, but I cared way too much. I mean, I still cared too much. So if I hurt someone, I have to make it right. I have to make those amends. Anyway, back to the story. YouTube came with hate comments and people being mean. In 2013, I was a really sad whiner baby who could not take a simple hate comment or joke. So I almost deleted my YouTube channel, but something told me to keep going. I did. Then, and I kept the name Bradley the Hedgehog for God knows how long. I kept the name Bradley the Hedgehog for years. I changed the name a bit over the years, but Bradley the Hedgehog remained the same. But until I became Deadpool Plays. And that was fun, but not fun enough. Progressing into 7th grade, which was 2014. No, that's still 2013. Yeah. In 2013. Not 2014. What? Hold on, let me get my math right. 2013. Okay, I was in 8th grade in 20. Okay, I'm in 10th grade now. started 10th grade in 2016, ended 9th grade 2016. So 8th grade I would have been 2016 and 2015. And 7th grade would have been 2015, 2014. 2013? Yeah, 2013. I was in 7th grade in 2013, and I finally came up with a name. Kept it for a while. Then, in 8th grade, I came up with the name Fade Ninja. I don't know what was going through my mind at that point, but I was really obsessed with ninjas at that point, so... Fade Ninja. I thought, hey, what the heck? Let's try it. What's the worst that could happen? During my reign as Fade Ninja, I met a really cool dude named the Ghost Annihilator. And he is now my best friend in the whole wide world. Literally, we fight and then we make up like 2 seconds later. And I mean, I met Dylan. This is also the origin of how I met Dylan. 8th grade. Okay, 7th grade, I became Riley the Hedgehog. Then, in 8th grade, I decided to change my name to Fade Ninja. 9th grade. In 8th grade, I was in keyboarding. First classes of the beginning of the school year, right? Yeah. Yeah. Huh. First classes at the beginning of the school year. Keyboarding was the final period of the day. So. That was totally purpose, by the way. No, the first crack was purpose. I mean, on accident. The rest of them was all me. Anyway, my smile's gotten better over the years. Yeah. Anyway, it was the final period of the day. And we were getting assigned seats. I sat 4 seats away. I was placed in a seat 4 seats away from this kid named Dylan. Thought he was a nerd at the time. From how we talked about anime a lot. But with anime also came... But with that anime talk actually spouted a beautiful friendship. Because that same day, there were these get to know you papers. You know, those things they do in school. Write something you wanted to do in your life. Yeah, we did that. I put on his paper, become the best YouTuber. I was very egotistical back then. Still egotistical now, but not that much. And he said, hey, I have a YouTube channel as well. I'm like, oh, cool. Hi, I'm Bradley. He's like, hi, I'm Dylan. And that then started a beautiful friendship. I then walked him home. And we started talking about his YouTube channel. He said he spelled the Ghost Annihilator wrong. He made this account when he was 7. So I understood. But, and then I said, then I asked you want to collab sometime, and he said sure. A week or 2 later, we made a video together. And boy, was that fun. Keep in mind, this was when I recorded my videos on a phone in a Nerf thingy. So my videos weren't that good. They were very poor quality, and the only way I could really record good videos was when I was upstairs on the computer with my webcam. And I've had this webcam for 3 years. Going on 4. Anyway, let's not stray off from the story too much. 4 weeks later, Dylan and I made our first collaboration video. The first of many. And thus started a beautiful friendship. That would soon become a best friendship. I was his anchor for God knows how long. Then also in 8th grade we met a girl named Celise. Fought over her, kind of. I liked her, he liked her. Kind of created something of a fight. Anyway, he ended up with her, and I was pissed for a bit. But I learned to accept it. Because if my friend was happy, I was happy. Type thing. I've had so many breakups. I'd had so many breakups at that point. Yeah, I was trying to find the word. I'd had so many breakups at that point, I was kind of just meh. I was depressed. I was gonna hang out with Dylan one last time in 8th grade year before I was gonna come home and luckily, I finally met someone who saved me from that. This is all a part of my story of the origin of Lucky Mayo, by the way. Because this is the Mayo jar, and that's how we're going to start this off, is the origin of Lucky Mayo. I met a girl. Dylan and I were hanging out at the Clearfield Aquatic Center, and that is the pool at North Davis. North Davis. I didn't say Norse. That is the pool in North Davis. And there was this iceberg that you could climb on. This was in 9th grade year. Dylan had been dating Celise since 8th grade. They broke up in the middle of my 9th grade year. They're still very good friends. Trust me. Anyway, 9th grade year, Dylan and I decide to go to the pool. Have some fun. I was going to kill myself right when I got home. I had plans that day, to say the least. Anyway, we were going to be climbing this iceberg. Keep in mind, this water is like deep, and I can't swim. So you can imagine my discomfort when Dylan said, "Hey, let's climb that iceberg-shaped floaty." I'm like, here's the exact reenactment. Dylan, hey, okay, this is Dylan. Hey, let's climb that iceberg-shaped floaty. Me. Yeah! I was very socially awkward. I'm not really socially awkward. I'm a huge extrovert, as I mentioned in my last video. But, anyway, while Dylan and I are waiting in line, we went off the iceberg glacier, the iceberg floaty the first time. And I actually had fun, so I climbed again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and you get the idea. Anyway, I'm waiting in line to go again, and this girl, who how do I explain how I felt? I can't explain how I felt that day. Anyway, this girl, her name was Mindy. And I get that most people don't really put names in their stories, but I do. Because that's my life. I need to tell my life. I need to tell it accurately, or I don't tell it at all. My life story. I met this girl named Mindy. And there was clearly a spark there. It started out with pushing and shoving into water. And then it progressed to splashing. Then it progressed to actually talking. And I was mesmerized, to say the least. I really like this girl. Dylan came over with another girl he met. He was dating Celise at this time. Dylan came over with another girl that he met. And this girl was, what, I think in 6th grade, maybe even 5th, in a bikini. Might have been a bikini. Was it bikini? I don't remember if it was bikini. I don't think it was bikini. Anyway, I talk way too fast. Anyway, Dylan came over with this other girl they met, and we started a rather colorful truth or dare? A rather colorful truth or dare. And, the girl dared Mindy to touch my dick. And, we were in the pool, so Mindy and I both had high discomfort in this, but it was a day she couldn't back out on, so I helped her out. I drew up my shorts a bit. And, well, and then Dylan asked for truth. Dylan said truth or dare to Mindy, and she said truth, and she said, and he asked, what would you do if I asked you out? What would you say if I asked you out? She's like, and she didn't really say anything. But, there were a few truths and dares, and a lot, actually. Then Mindy had to go. I was like, oh man, that sucks. She's like, hey, add me on Facebook. I'm like, oh, cool, what's your name? She's like, Mindy Marble. As soon as I got home that night, I friended her. That same week, I asked her out. And, thus sprouted a series of events that would lead to a breakup. Many breakups in my life until I met my current girl. Until I met my current girlfriend, Brooklyn. But those are stories for another time. Anyway, I got home and friended her right away. Mindy was what helped me kind of bring up Fade Ninja. And I convinced her to make she had a channel as well. So I'm like, oh, cool, what's your name? I'll subscribe. And she's like, and she told me it's the same as her name. I'm like, alright, I'll add that. I'll subscribe that. Didn't have any videos, but I still subscribed. I just, yeah. Anyway, I wasn't feeling suicidal anymore. I was happy. As happy as as I've ever been for the longest time. So I thought. I moved too fast, which resulted in Mindy dumping me. The same week after Mindy dumped me, I met this girl on Gmod named Shania, who had a YouTube channel as well. Oh, actually, I convinced her to make a YouTube channel. And, I met her on Gmod. Now, I know the dangers of online dating. We all do. But I didn't. I was just. I liked this Mayo, this sandwich person. I liked this person that could just do something to my heart that this person that helped me become who I am today. If I hadn't I'm about to get really emotional here. I met her name on Steam. Her name on Steam was Shadow9723. She's changed it over the course of a few months, and decided to. I asked her out, and then that more fun occurred. I went, and we were going for 4 months. 3 months, actually. I've never been farther than 3 months. No, I've never even been farther than 2. So, I was kind of, yeah. Anyway, I broke up with her because I had so much stress going on in my life at that point, and I broke up with her in the middle of sophomore year, I want to say. I mean, I'm still a sophomore right now, but it's almost over anyway, so I want to say in the middle of sophomore year, maybe the beginning, halfway. Yeah, it was somewhere towards the beginning of sophomore year. Thus, enter Lucky Mayo. The channel started out with many names. Mayo. Now, I was still Fade. keep in mind, I was still Fade. No, actually, I was Mayo at that point. I was just Mayo. I went through many name changes until I finally settled on Lucky Mayo. I was Mayo. I was the Mayo Ninja. I was a lot of Mayo names. Then, I decided on Lucky Mayo. And Lucky Mayo. I changed up the name a bit. Lucky Mayo Games. Because there were so many Lucky Mayos. There was like one other Lucky Mayo that like never really uploaded. He was just like this weird guy, I guess. But I changed my name to Lucky Mayo Games. And then I started uploading. Upload my channel trailer and introduced you guys to me, and then this stuff has transpired. All the stuff you've seen so far has transpired. Thank you so much for being a part of the community of Lucky Mayo Games. Of Lucky Mayo in general, even. It's a brand now. I've turned it into a brand. I have Lucky Mayo Snaps, I have Lucky Mayo Games, Lucky Mayo Vlogs, Lucky Mayo Music. I have Lucky Mayo everything. Lucky Mayo Shoes! Just kidding. But these are Vans. But thank you guys so much for watching my videos. I'll get more into my life story. I'll get into my life story next episode. And on the Mayo Jar. I'll make an intro for that. Maybe. But it looks like I'm a lazy eye. I'm such a dick. I'm sorry if you have a lazy eye and you're watching. I'm sorry, but that's what it kind of looks like in my webcam preview. So I was like, I'm sorry. Don't cry. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Mayo Jar. Please leave a like if you enjoyed. Please subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Mayo out.